Hello YouTube, my name is Emil. First of all, I'd like to apologize for my bad English. My native language is French. So, I'm going to do an interview with Larry Graves, aka the Canadian Studmuffin. The reasons why I'm doing this is for a school project that I have to do on an inspiration. Okay, so I also have some questions for Deborah and Phil. Here we go. Question number 1. For the people in my class who don't know you, who is Larry Graves?
Well, who is Larry Graves? I'm a 51-year-old Canadian from Belleville, Ontario, and I make comedy videos on the internet under the name Canadian Studmuffin. And I've got a biography of my life at my website, CanadianStudmuffin.com, so if you want to check out further, check it out there.
Second question. From where did you get the name Canadian Studmuffin? Does it mean something?
Where did I get the name Canadian Studmuffin? It was about 8 years ago when I was on a music site making comedy songs, and I was just using my regular name, Larry Graves. And then one day I thought I should change it to a comedic kind of a name. So obviously I thought of Canadian first, and then I thought, what could go along with Canadian that would be kind of ridiculous? And then I thought of Studmuffin. So I combined them and I became the notorious Canadian Studmuffin.
Trick question. In your videos, you play a few characters. Of course they seem highly implausible. But is there a little Larry in those?
Is there a little Larry in my characters? I would have to say yes, but my characters are mainly from other people that I have met in my life and kind of combine them to be these crazy characters like Gus and Phil.
Fourth question. There are 2 videos of you that are guitar lessons. Yeah, right. And a lot of Phil videos where he plays guitar. Do you play guitar for real? Do you play any instruments?
Well, in the Phil McCracken videos that I do, Phil McCracken does guitar tutorials sometimes, and of course, as many people know, Phil can't play the guitar at all, but he thinks he can. And I am the same way, although I know I can't play the guitar, because I've never had guitar lessons or anything. And in the videos, it's either my guitar that you see that I got at Walmart, a really cheap guitar, or it's my son's guitar, and my son can play the guitar very well.
Question number 5. What do you think of modern music?
What do I think of modern music? Well, if it's the songs that are on the radio now, I really dislike the auto-tune that they use on all of the songs. And all of my favorite music, all of my favorite bands are pretty old now, except for maybe more recent bands like Radiohead or the Arcade Fire, who I admire. But otherwise, I'm a fan of 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s music.
Question number 6. What are some of the hobbies you do when you are not on YouTube?
When I'm not on YouTube, I like to go for walks daily, unless it's not a very nice day out, because it's no fun walking in a blizzard. I love watching some reality TV shows, although otherwise I have no interest in television. But I like Survivor, I like Hell's Kitchen, I like the early shows of American Idol when they have the really bad singers on. So shows like that.
Question number 7. How did you meet Deb?
I met my beautiful wife Deb on a dating service called lavalife.com.
Question number 8. Now let's get a little bit serious. You were married once before you were to Deb, and if I understand, your first wife passed away from cancer. Was it hard getting remarried after those events?
Was it hard getting remarried after Nancy? And I would have to say no, because in my first marriage we had discussed about if one of us passed away, about if we would get remarried or whatever, and both of us were fine with it. It was like, go on with your life and try and live a happy life. So I have no guilt or anything. And also in the last year of Nancy's life, she suddenly had an urge to buy some paints and start doing wildlife paintings. And around the same time she also applied to be a picture framer at an art gallery and was interviewed and everything, but never got the job. And when I met Deb, and on our first date, she said that she was a painter of wildlife paintings, and she worked at an art gallery as a picture framer. So right away I knew it was meant to be.
Question number something. Do you have any serious problems at this moment? Financial, health, family, etc.
Any problems financially or health-wise? Well, financially it would always be nice to make more money, but we're doing okay. And health-wise, I do have tendinitis in both of my arms. It's not as bad as it was though. And that's from working 13 years straight at a small factory that made plastic bags. And there was a lot of repetitive work because I put out billions of bags. And one thing I remember from after I was off work with my injury, and I came back one day and went into the office, and the person asked, and the boss's father asked me how my arms were, and I said, well, they're pretty sore. And then he said, well, you must have been born with different arms. So that's what I got for 13 years of putting out plastic bags for them. Nice.
So, we all know you're working on a show for ITV2. What will it be about? Will there be any aspects of your YouTube videos in them?
I'm already involved with i2tv.tv. They take my weekly... I do a weekly half-hour show for them, and it's just a combination of my YouTube videos mainly, with a nice intro on it. And they put it out to different cable stations in 2 or 3 states right now. One of them's California. And they also put some of my regular videos to cable stations too. So my main goal right now is just continuing with my YouTube videos.
Have you ever been recognized?
Have I ever been recognized? Well, in my small city of Belleville, I've been recognized a couple of times. And we were at a YouTube convention in 2008 in Toronto, and I was recognized there quite a bit, which was kind of a surprise to me because people would come up to me and ask for my autograph, and I wouldn't even know who they were, but they seemed to know who I was. So that was quite a surprise.
And finally, are there any ups and downs of making your videos?
Well, the ups and downs of making videos is just like anybody on the internet or anywhere in life. If they start becoming popular, the more popular you become, the more hate that comes your way. But I would say that 95% of the comments I get on my videos are really good, and they inspire me to keep making videos. And so the 5% with the rude comments or the hate comments, it doesn't even bother me at all. I just laugh it off.
So, next batch of questions are for Mrs. Graves. So, I saw in your Truth and Lies video that you are a psychic. Can you explain more of that? Second question. What is channeling? And question number 3. Is it just me, or you have a little accent? Where does it come from?
You asked me to explain being psychic. Being psychic is being intuitive, using your feelings, your emotions, and sensing other people's feelings and emotions without saying anything. being able to pick up on energies when you walk into a room. You can tell how people are feeling, what's going on. So basically being psychic is picking up on other people's emotions, senses, feelings. Also, you can pick up on messages from the universe. Your next question was, what is channeling? Now I left the last question, getting messages from the universe, because that is basically what channeling is. It is listening to your thoughts, listening to messages that are coming in, picking up energies from the universe and interpreting them. What they call it is the language of light. It's hard to explain to people without them actually experiencing it themselves. I'll be writing, and the words that are coming through I wouldn't normally use, is the easiest way of putting it. And I know that this then is channeling information that is out there on the network, on the matrix, or whatever else you would like to call it. I guess that would be the easiest way. That's what channeling is interpreting and bringing in messages from the universe for our highest and greatest good. You asked me, do I have an accent? I most definitely do. And your next question was, where is it from? Well, my accent is from England. I was born in England and I lived there for my first 21 years. I emigrated to Canada. So I guess my accent is English watered down with Canadian. I hope that helps. Thank you for asking me to answer these questions for you.
Questions for Phil now. So Phil, have you gotten the nastier tattoo? Can we see it? So, second question, what is a typical day for Phil? And finally, what is the most bizarre thing a fan did for you or to you?
Hi guys. No, I do not have any more tattoos, and the butterfly tattoo that I had on, my mom made me take it off because she said, first day tattoo and then you are going to be in a gang. A typical day for me is I get out of bed and I have my breakfast, and then I go downstairs and I put on my guitar, and then I play the guitar for like 3 or 4 hours until my fingers are really, really sore. And then I just make sure during the day that my mom does not fall down the stairs, because she falls down the stairs quite a lot when I'm not watching her. And that's about all I do. And then I do some weightlifting too. And I go for my synchronized swimming classes once a week, but I like the synchronized part, but I don't like the swimming part because I don't like water. I am always having bizarre things happen to me, and the most bizarrest of them all involved a bag of marshmallows, but it is a kind of sticky situation, so I don't want to go into the details of it. And remember to rock on. So thank you for your time, and thank you for thinking of me to interview, and best of luck with your school project, and I hope you get 100%, because interviewing me should be 100% no matter what. And be sure to check out my YouTube channel, YouTube/Canadian Studmuffin, and my website, CanadianStudmuffin.com. This is called doing a promo.